Okay, if you've ever commented on our videos, then this one is for you. Wellen Park is not Venice, or you've been thinking it while watching. That question makes complete sense, and it comes up all the time. Someone sees a home online with a Venice address, then the comments start rolling in. One person says, that's Northport, and someone else might say, hey, my address is Venice. So that's exactly why we need to clear this up right now. So when Venice, Wellen Park, and Northport all show up around the same address, that little line on the screen can really affect your fees, services, drive times, and what your neighborhood is like. So we're clearing it up. The Venice, Florida versus Wellen Park debate. Why that Venice address can still bring up Wellen Park and Northport, and what this really changes before you start comparing homes. So here's the way we usually explain this when someone sends us an address and says, where am I actually looking at? So there are three things that you have to separate: the mailing city, the planning area, and the community name. So online, these things can get squeezed into one word, and that is where the confusion really starts. Someone sends us a home that says Venice, and then they're trying to figure out whether that means, like, am I close to the island? Am I over in Wellen Park? Where am I? And that is the right question to ask, because Wellen Park has become a major destination on its own. Currently ranked #3 master plan communities in the country, Wellen Park is slowly turning into a little city of its own, with downtown Wellen, Cool Today Park, where the Atlanta Braves do their spring training. You've got a brand new $200 million high school, and you've got new shopping and medical popping up all along that 41 corridor. But Wellen Park is not just a city, it's a destination, and most of the homes here are gonna fall under a Venice zip code. And so when you say you want a house in Wellen Park, the MLS is going to populate homes in Venice. When one of us is pulling up an address, we are always checking the full setup. How close is it to downtown Venice? Is it close to Venice Beach? Does it have the location connection you're looking for to Northport or Englewood or Sarasota? If you're looking at a map thinking, is this Wellen Park or Northport? This is exactly where we can help. We are Heather and Lisa. We're local Venice and Wellen Park realtors. We live here, we work here, we raise our families here in this community. We understand the market and figure out which community is the right fit for you. So even if you're just starting your research, reach out, call us, text us. Our info is all in the description below. It's really us, and we would absolutely love to help. I used to work for one of Wellen Park's top builders here. So whether you're considering new construction as well or resale, we love sharing the insider knowledge and tips with you. The tricky part is that this confusion comes from official layers. Address information and community branding all stacked together. That is why the comments get all fired up. A home search site may show one city. An official page may point to another part of a town. A community website may use a separate name because it's describing the planned community. So take Esplanade, for example. It's Wellen Park, but your address will be Englewood. Most websites skip the explanation. They put one clean city name on the screen, and now everyone is trying to decide what that really means. Here's a real example. Northport's official Wellen Park project page says that West Village's area includes about 8,000 acres of annexed land. It also references Village A and Village C with areas connected to Grand Paradiso and Island Walk. When you see Venice, Northport, and Wellen Park attached to the same general section, you may be looking at layered information. Someone researching may think, wait, is Wellen Park its own place? That reaction makes complete sense. So comment below if you're tripped up while you're researching Venice, Florida versus Wellen Park, because this is the most common map mix-ups around here. With the official layers on the table, the next piece is the name most folks recognize first. When someone says, I want to be in Venice, our first question when we talk to them on the phone is, what part? Because a lot can fall under that name. For some folks, they mean downtown and beachside. They mean Venice Ave, Miami Ave. They mean they want to be by farmers markets, restaurants, shops. They want to be close enough to the beach that it doesn't turn into this whole production. So that version of Venice usually points to a pretty specific pocket. And that's where spots like Sharky's on the Pier, Finn's, Casariano, Bodrum, and all the other restaurants tucked in around downtown usually come up. Venice Main Street shows about 33 dining and beverage spots and 71 shopping entries in the directory. So that is packed a lot into just one small area. area. But then the search starts to spread out. Now you're looking at South Venice, different neighborhoods, different drive times, different feels, really areas with a Venice address still, but feel totally different from the island. And the events add to it too. City of Venice says there are more than 50 annual large-scale events, including the Shark Tooth Festival, Blues and Barbecue Festival, the Italian Fest, Lisa's favorite, the Holiday Parade. So again, when someone says, I want Venice, we never want to assume where. We want to narrow it down. The broader meaning is exactly why the planned community side of the comparison needs its own breakdown. The planned community side of this comparison has grown way beyond one entrance sign. Wellen Park is one larger planned area with multiple neighborhoods, several builders. So if someone says, I'm looking into Wellen Park, we are still gonna need a little bit more context. Being near the Grand Lake can feel very, very different from being tucked farther back into the gated communities of, like, let's say the golf course. Then you have events happening outside the neighborhood gates, like dueling piano nights, Oktoberfest, the Wellen Park Wine Festival, and markets throughout the whole year. The community name matters too. You've got Sunstone at Lakeside, Brightmoor, Palmyra, Wellen Park Golf and Country Club. One section may have a separate fee set up too, another's gonna put more emphasis on amenities. So when someone asks us about Wellen Park, we treat it as a larger planned area with several layers. We wanna know which part they actually mean. All of that local activity is gonna feed into the next problem. Online platforms still need one clean address, even when the real setup has more layers than that.
A single line on an online directory can change everything. A lot of Wellen Park information uses Venice Florida 34293. Once that property record gets pulled into Google, builder sites, business directories, and home search tools, Venice starts appearing in results tied to Wellen Park. You'll see it every day with stops too. Publix, UPS, Boca Lupo, Irma's Tacos, and maybe Escape Nail Spa can all connect back to Venice address information inside the Wellen Park area. If you're looking up dinner, coffee, errands, services, or neighborhoods around Wellen Park and Venice keeps popping up, there is a reason. That is the system following the address record attached to the place. The pattern will probably keep growing. Downtown Wellen's second retail phase is 100% leased, with openings expecting in spring and summer of 2026. Some of the announced names include Easy Does It, Comfort Kitchen, and Agave Bandito. When Wellen Park shows up under Venice, it often comes back to how that property or business is entered across online platforms. Take Esplanade at Wellen Park, for example. It's one of the newest and most sought-after communities here, packed with resort-style living amenities. So while your neighbor in another Wellen Park community may be paying Northport City taxes and receiving Northport City services, you may have a completely different taxing authority. That's why it's so important to look beyond the zip code and understand exactly where the home is located.
So this is the point where the comparison really gets practical. Put the areas side by side and the questions change. So around Venice, the research gets pocket specific pretty quickly. You might be looking at something like Shamrock Park or closer to the island. And yes, Venice will make you do homework. Venice has about 14 miles of beaches. The Legacy Trail runs about 18.5 miles from Sarasota down to the Venice Historic Train Depot. You've got beach access, trail access, downtown access. These can all shift your comparisons fast. Then, over in Wellen Park, the focus moves over to the planned areas. Now you're gonna be comparing communities that are either inside the Playmore District or outside of it. Where your community sits on the 41 can either be a deal breaker or an absolute must-have for some people. Wellen Park has highlighted 40+ miles of trails, and Wellen Park Golf and Country Club says its course plays roughly about 7,000 yards from the back tees. That means the questions usually get more specific. So which amenities matter? Which rules apply? How do these fees work? Which entrance are you going to use the most into Wellen Park? How does that spot connect to the rest of the area? This can all rule out a community. Venice and Wellen Park deserve separate checklists because each one is going to raise its own set of questions. Comment below which one you're trying to figure out right now. Venice Island, South Venice, or Wellen Park. because those 3 paths can send you into very separate directions.
One thing that makes Wellen Park almost different from anywhere else in Venice is something called the West Villages Improvement District, or WVID. Think of the WVID as the organization that helps plan, build, and maintain much of the infrastructure that makes Wellen Park feel so polished and connected. Things like roads, lakes, landscaping, trails, drainage systems, and other community improvements are all part of the long-term vision. The district is governed by a board of supervisors, and they help oversee those infrastructure projects as Wellen Park continues to grow. So, what does that really mean for you as a homeowner? It means that in addition to your HOA, you will also see a WVID assessment on your annual property tax bill. That assessment helps pay for the infrastructure and improvements that benefit the entire community. It's one of the reasons Wellen Park has such a cohesive feel. The trails connect, the landscaping is beautiful, and there's a long-term plan for how the community grows. That's why we always encourage buyers to look at the total monthly cost, not just the purchase price. When we're helping our clients compare communities, we're looking at everything together. Your home price, your HOA fees, and maybe your CDD assessment, insurance, taxes, and what you actually get in return. Because at the end of the day, that's the number that really matters.
So the big takeaway today is that Wellen Park and Venice can be 2 different things. We covered why Wellen Park often shows up with a Venice address, why Northport and Sarasota County can also still matter, and why the exact community tells you more than you need to know. The real difference shows up in what affects your monthly cost, your daily convenience, access, fees, insurance, services, schools. If you're looking at Venice, Wellen Park, Northport, or any nearby community and trying to sort all through what all of this is, please reach out to Lisa and I. We can help you. We are local realtors. We live and work full-time here in Wellen Park and Venice. We are your boots on the ground. So call, text, or email us. All of our contact info is in the description below. We would absolutely love to help you. And yes, it's really us on the other end. And if you're still researching, that's okay. You can absolutely keep learning right here on our channel with community tours, home tours, neighborhood breakdowns, and more videos about what it's like to live here in Venice, Florida, and the surrounding areas. So next, go ahead and watch one of our Wellen Park or Venice playlists. Go ahead and compare communities inside these areas. Click on the video on your screen now, and we will meet you over there on the next part.